Give you my latest analogy. I wrote a blog about it. I'm very proud of this analogy. That is Blue, the wonder dog. And that is Blue's tennis ball. Blue is not my dog, and no dogs were harmed in the making of this video, although the mental abuse that I did to Blue is actual. I admit it, but Blue's a little sketchy to begin with. It's a farm dog. My daughter lives on a farm. The neighbor dog, Blue. Blue has a thing for catch and fetch. And here's what it is about catch and fetch. And I didn't notice this. As I'm playing catch and fetch with Blue, Blue's bringing it back. I get it over the fence. Just like this. Blue sat and stared at that damn ball like a mental patient. Now, seeing as though Blue was in distress, I decided I'd just reach down, because I'm not going into the goat pen. I don't like going into the goat pen to get stuff. It's a whole thing. So I just picked up another ball, and I tossed it 2 inches by Blue. Blue didn't move and stared at that damn ball. Did not move. Tell me that's not what you see out of REO investors. They're just staring through the fence like mental patients. It's gonna happen. It's really, really gonna happen. So, having an opportunity to talk to all these wonderful REO people, I decided to ask them, because I really want to take investment dollars and really get it involved in the Las Vegas market. That's a big deal to me. It's part of my plan. So how do I get them excited about it? Well, I make so much money doing REO flips. Okay, hypothetically, you get an REO. Hypothetically. How do you get them? Well, I either get them on the courthouse steps or I get them on the retail market. All right? How much do you make? Well, I've made as much as 35%. There's a key word in there. This is like gambling, right? There was key words in there. There's a key word in here. I like rewinded my brain really fast. I'm like, let's play. It was like I threw my yellow, what is it, a red flag in football. I threw my flag. I needed an instant replay on that. So I was rewinding in my head, and as much as. Well, yeah, they're not all that good. Okay, let's just talk about your 35% deal. What'd you do? Well, I bought an REO on the courthouse step. I got it for $100,000. I fixed it up, and I made, like 140 or 100. I made the 35% on my money. So you bought a property, sight unseen on the on the courthouse step. You went all in. All in. You risked all your money, and you made 35%. Yeah. So that's why short sales suck. What? And that's how this conversation went. I mean, I'm literally, how does A connect to B? Well, the banks don't want to give up short sales at a lower amount. I said, okay, hypothetically you made 35%, but you risked 100% of your money. I know for a fact for people who do short sale investing, they make about 18% on their money with zero risk. Zero risk. They don't put their money in until they know they've got it sold to the end unit. And they can make, on average, 18% with zero risk. I know, you give me that face. A to B, B to C. That's what I'm saying on the camera. It's legal. You just have to disclose it. Nobody ever does. That's the whole thing. Nobody knows how to disclose in this place. I can't tell the buyer or the seller. They'll just walk away. You guys do it. All I got to do is disclose, right? What's the big deal? That makes it legal. I don't really get it, but follow me on this whole process. If REO investors are making about 35%, and short sale people are making 18%, why the hell are they still staring through the fence? What magical gimmick am I missing about this whole thing? And as real estate professionals who have investors that really want to work with you, how can you not sell them on this 18% spread? That's the part I'm amazed with. And don't get me wrong, I'm the former head loss mitigator, and I had a guy explain short sales to me that night and why they were stupid. He had written an offer that was 30% below fair market value and said, yeah, the bank sucks because they won't take it. Well, no crap, dude. They make more if they foreclose. I mean, any rocket scientist can do the math in their head on that program. I mean, the lowest cut I've heard of is about 25% below fair market value. And that's the lowest of the low end. So, just have to follow that whole thing. That's where we are. People are still staring at that tennis ball. Why? I stopped speaking, John. It's your fault. Why didn't you say something when I got crazier?
I like playing poker.
I understand. All right, let's get to short sales. It's time to learn the dirt, shall we? The basics. Let's start with the basics. I got all new basic stuff, all right? It's an unloan process, so we're going to re-engineer the file. We're going to do it in a different way. So what are we dealing with? We're going back to basics. Value, offer, and the HUD, right? Fair market value, 90% of fair market value, first net payoff to the first net payoff to the second. That's it. Simple, complete, done. Anybody can do it, including a 13-year-old. I actually have the testimonial video these days from her, Steve's daughter. She got to see Steve's daughter. Is that like the most amazing story? Yeah, I know. Great story. So, how did we screw this one up in the last 6 months? I hate to say it with a straight face. How did this one go sideways? But the banks told me the value was so much more. All right. New rule of thumb. I'm premiering it today, just for you, John. New rule of thumb. There is basically two simplistic principles when dealing with a file. Rule number one, there's one hard, fast rule with the bank about what they lie. They will lie about. Did I get that on video correctly? Lie. They will lie about the value. There's no question in my mind. I've actually interviewed people who do BPOs. They will 100% bold-faced, no doubt, stick it straight up your rear end, lie about the value. I have talked to the people who do the BPOs. They go, no, I submitted the value at 100. They came back with 125. I have heard the story so many times. It's a lie. And here's why. I'm going to give you my inside knowledge on this, okay? If I didn't know the fair market value of my properties consistently, would I continue to have a job as a head loss mitigator? Simple as that. How do I determine my real numbers on a file and how much I make unless I can determine fair market value? So the bottom line is the hard, fast rule. They will lie. Now the second one's the tough one. This is the one where we all make the mistakes. Creating the story based on those three items, the value, the offer, the HUD, right? So they're going to lie about the value. Make that as a blind assumption. Anything else they say is based on what you submit. There, I said it. I said it. I said it with a straight face. You want to see what a real bank person looks like? I'll show you how they really dress. I started doing this at the 2-day event. This is how real bank people dress, okay? Truthfully, I should have brought a golf shirt, because that's really how bank people dress. Slacks and a golf shirt. But this is like everybody's image of what a banker looks like for some reason. We don't wear suits. I need suspenders too, right? For the correct image, I almost need suspenders or something. You guys having fun? Better, Sus? Better? You like the healthier version of Lee a little bit better? 6 months is done. Aleda's just waiting to cry. You just want me to get to a cry moment, don't you? No. You do. I know the truth. John wants to know when we're playing poker. All right. Maybe tonight. I don't know. All right. Everybody think about one of your current files. Does everybody understand, most everybody in this room understands the concept of escalation? Do I need to get into the history of how escalations came into being, except for the 3 people who've never heard the story? 3.5 years I invented the word with a guy named Trent Chapman. It's a modern day word that's actually used in common media and vernacular these days. Trent and I came up with the word. We did it at our very first seminar. We're the ones who came up with the word escalation. It is the process of going over somebody's head, not a direct supervisor, and showing your story and getting an answer. That is the correct answer to what an escalation is. Trent and I sat in a room, we came up with it, we should have copyrighted the word or something, but we didn't. And now everybody's, oh, I escalate all the time. I have great contacts. Good for you. You know what I've done by teaching 50,000 real estate agents how to escalate? They've effed up my escalations completely. Now you can't talk to anybody upstairs because everybody talks to somebody upstairs. I was actually proud to hear that somebody that I coached recently got a phone call from Joe Stump himself. Wow. I'm like, wow, aren't I a proud parent? It is what it is. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Kind of an is thing. All right, think about one of your files. Think about one of your escalations. Got it in your mind? I guarantee the reason you are escalating other than value is in your file right now. Does that make sense? It's great, right? I know it's great. This is kind of like the premise that I'm doing this whole new 6. Are we having a great time? We're having like a sabbatical moment. Got nothing but people that I already work with. This is the weirdest room I ever wanted to do this whole let's go help people, yay. Lee's new. Lee's different. Maybe I should have went to Orange County with Trent. But seriously, folks. How you doing? No, not you. Are you with me? Still? You're new to this. I'm kind of rapid fire. There's a whole lot of crap going on. She's loving me because she hasn't heard the truth for a while. It's like your first time actually getting somebody who goes, this is the way I think. Better? All right, good. We'll get to the meat of this. Don't worry, I kick it up a level.
I'm hanging in there.
He's seen me a million times too. There's a whole weird vibe to this room. All right. Whole weird vibe. I don't know what the hell happened. All right, so if you've got an escalation occurring, anybody out there who's got an escalation, I guarantee your story is the reason for the escalation. Right? What do I mean? You're unloaning money. So if you're escalating based on they want a deficiency, they want an unsecured note, they want X, Y, or Z, you told them. Statistically, you told them. Or your client told them, or somebody told them. Somebody screwed up your story. Somebody screwed up your alibi. That's the truth. Nobody wants to hear that. There are 3 fundamental questions you should ask your client the first day you meet with them. 3 fundamental questions. I'm going to teach them to you. I live by these rules. There's a brand new one, and I'm going to explain it as well. Brand new market stuff. I have seen the future of loans, and it has scared me. All right, question number 1. Have you talked to the bank or submitted anything to the bank in regards to a loan modification? Did you sit on hold? Did you push buttons? Did you scratch your, was somebody waiting outside? Did somebody approach you from Titanium Solutions? I don't care what it is. Did it happen? Question number 2. Have you thought about, have you debated, have you spoken to an attorney about doing a bankruptcy? That's a biggie. You don't want that curveball showing up in your Christmas stocking. The 3rd, this is brand new. When did you originate the loan? There is now a loan on the market that was originated after the first quarter of 2007. It is the future of loans. And you cannot do a short sale on those loans. They suck. I've seen them. You just take the deal that they offer. Okay, that's it. That's all you can do. Here's the value. We've agreed on the value. My client will take the unsecured note. Done. Here's what it is. It's usually an 80-20, 80-30, 80-20, 70-30, 60-40. First, second, same bank. Second lien is a HELOC. The second lien HELOC has MI. What did the bank just create for themselves? They created a pad in the equity for the depreciating market. So when you show up to do a short sale, because people statistically, they pad for 5 years, so they figure out the percentage of loss over 5 years. That's what the second note's going to be. Then I drop MI on that second position lien, right? So if the client flakes in the next 5 years, because that's statistically where somebody flakes, first 5 years, I've now padded against the equity for my first position lien. I have MI on the second to pay it off. It's brilliant. And what you will get is, we have MI on the second, which most of the time is a lie, remarkably. Okay? The only time it's not a lie is if the loan was originated after the first quarter 2007. You guys aren't in Cleveland and Detroit. I'm guessing that they probably premiered a product like that there a lot sooner because their values dropped a lot sooner. What am I telling you you will see? They'll ask for an unsecured note. They'll want 20% for the second, and you will take the deal and you will smile and say thank you. That is it. I have come up with a couple of solutions. I have come up with a couple of ways to escalate it. It is nothing that I would ever repeat in a public forum or on a web video ever. Ever, ever. But I'm telling you straight up, it has caused me sleepless nights to try to figure out a way around that loophole. Am I on a second position HELOC? Think about this. The first could theoretically foreclose, leaving the second open, so it's a HELOC, so it's got valid credit terms, so it could chase the client for the deficiency if they don't take the deal. That's hot. Plus get the MI, plus get the payoff from the first, and still carry the deficiency. You take what they offer. It's a position of power. When you negotiate one-on-one or play Texas Hold'em, as John and I do, you need power. He who's got the biggest stack usually has the biggest power, bottom line. He can threaten. And in this case, Wells, Chase, and B of A and their educational process that they have barfed onto the real estate populace, including homeowners, has caused us all to be out of position. And they've also now created a loan that has given them more position. Yes?
Aren't they writing these loan laws into that same type of scenario too?
No,
in the
not
fine
really.
print?
No. The short term on loan mods, the 1 year 18 rollovers, no, not bad at all.
No.
No, they're not looking for anything. All they're looking for on a trial loan mod is for your client to give them information.
Right, but I mean, if they, for the few who get the loan law,
They're
in
ones?
a whole different package then, no?
No, they just recast the existing terms. You can't rewrite. You can't do You can modify terms. You can